Don Dadda of Mamré, the rich and scary drug dealer who seemed like the most innocent person in the world. Everybody knew of this guy. He was loved by his family and friends, but feared and hated by others in town. His name was known from Mamré to Manenberg. His name was Joshua, but people often called him John Wick. Yes, like the guy in the movie, the well-dressed shooter, someone not to mess with. Joshua was kind of strange as a drug dealer. When I say strange, I mean he was that type of guy that would preach to the youth, the teenagers and children, not to become gangsters, not to use drugs, to finish school, to go study, to dream bigger than the environment. But still, he was a drug dealer, a dangerous man. He never joined a gang, but he was feared as if he were a big-time gang leader. And he did not really love what he was doing. But there's a story behind it. Somebody who dropped out of school at a very young age, grew up without a father, grew up without a mother, with such loss and pain, and grew up without a loving home and direction. What else was there for him to do? It was impossible for him to get a job, so he took the next best option. He became a drug dealer. As a child, Joshua was always getting into fights, an angry colored kid with a big chip on his shoulder. But behind the anger, he desperately needed love and direction. To his family and friends, he was a humble, loving, and caring person. But to the world, he was a force to be reckoned with, wild, strong, and not easy to control. Joshua's pain was hidden behind a dark, hollow stare. Nobody knew about the fire that took his family or the abuse he suffered at the hands of his uncle. Nobody cared. So he carried his pain alone with one principle: loyalty. Show respect, earn respect. Love, die, and kill for those he loved. Joshua was in the drug game, feared by many, with competition leading to fights and sometimes lethal violence. But he kept violence away from his house, trying to protect his neighbors, especially the children. Gangsters who couldn't recruit him would hate him, picking fights, but Joshua wasn't scared. He didn't start fights, but he'd finish them, not out of anger, but protection. This was his dangerous side, more protective than aggressive. As a child, Joshua fought a lot, almost daily. But as he grew older, he calmed down, finding solace in spending time with kids and neighbors. It was the only time he'd smile, and the darkness in his eyes would fade. Joshua especially loved little children, but never had any of his own. He acted like a big brother to all the kids in his neighborhood. His door was always open to parents who needed food for their children, and used to buy new school shoes for every kid in his street. He believed that even money he got from doing a bad thing like selling drugs can be used for good. And there's no better good he could do than caring for little kids. The police feared him, gangs wanted him, and girls wanted to be in his presence. But Joshua didn't care. His little circle was enough. His pain was a weight he carried, a reminder of the heavy blows life had dealt him. Tragically, Joshua lost his life in a shootout at 37. His funeral was a massive affair, and it seemed like the whole town came out to show him respect on that day. This story isn't about glorifying selling drugs or violence, but about the pain behind the mask. The coldest people often need love the most.